Welcome back everyone, I'm K Plays Games. This is the science fiction roguelike adventure game FTL, and you join us at the end of Sector 2. Things is looking pretty good. We found an ion bomb, so that's one of the best weapons in the game. Someone gave us a defense drone Mark 1 and a combat drone Mark 2 and long range sensors. We didn't buy any of this stuff, it's been given to us, which is lovely. We got 4 crew members because we found Mara, the NG, which is great. Everything's been upgraded a little bit. We need to do a lot more upgrades. We've got a decent amount of money, so let's work hard and hopefully get the defense and the offense up a little bit in this episode. So let's go to the next sector. We're going to do the Zoltan home one, so we've just done a rock controlled red sector. I don't really want to do a second one. We'll do the Zoltan and then we'll make a decision about Nebula or another red sector. Good thing about the Zoltan home ones is it's green, and that means there's at least 3 stores on the map, so let's go. The Zoltan patrol their borders, but let you pass when you ID as Federation. Let's hope they won't be so courteous to the rebels. So let's have a look at this sector map. There's a store right here. I'm probably going to do that straight away. The advanced sensors we have give us additional information about surrounding sectors. There's nothing here, possible fight here. So let's go to the store and see what we can buy, or sell, or both. They have a drone control. It comes with the combat drone Mark 1, but we're buying it because we want a drone control. We're going to drag our defense drone in there. So now we have the option of defense drone or combat drone in space doing stuff for us. But I am going to sell the combat drone Mark 2. It takes 4 power bars to power up. That's a lot. So let's just sell it. I'd rather have the money, to be honest. Other things they have to buy is defense drone Mark 2. I really don't like these. Defense drone Mark 1 shoot down enemy missiles and asteroids and asteroid belts. Defense drone Mark 2 also try and shoot down enemy lasers. I don't like this, because sometimes if an enemy fires a laser and a missile at the same time, defense drone Mark 2 will shoot down the laser, which would have bounced off your shields anyway, and ignore the missile, which will go through and do damage. So I'm not going to buy that. The crew teleporter would be lovely, but we do only have 84 scrap. We could sell the long range sensor or the combat drone Mark 1, but I'm not gonna. So that's good enough for me. What we do need to buy is power bars immediately, at least 2 of them, so we can put out the defense drone Mark 1. This now means we have a really good chance of negating enemy missile fire. In fact, let's do a 3rd power bar. As we see, the first couple of power bars only cost 20, the next few will take 25, so the more you buy, the more expensive the next one becomes. So now we've got our big artillery beam, dual lasers, 2 spare power bars for defense. If we need to put a LETO out, we'll reduce the evasion by 5% and turn on the missile or the ion bomb. So that's good. Defense has gone up. This is a very good thing. And potentially the offense has gone up as well. If we need to, we can spit out a combat drone Mark 1. Each time you launch a drone, it consumes a drone part. And this will fly around the enemy ship and add random bursts of damage to them as well. Okay, how are we going to traverse this sector? Looks like we need to go into the nebula to get out at some point. Let's do this one. I think we'll come down as far as we can, then head northeast and get up here, and then when we need to, we'll dive into the nebula and slow down the enemy fleet. Emergency. All ships in range. We're under attack. This frequency matches a nearby Zoltan ship. You move in on their pursuer. They take your intervention as a cue to jump away. Cowards. So the Zoltan have run away, and we're left fighting these guys. They do have a missile, so defense drone goes out. This will not always shoot down the enemy missile. It just has a very high chance of doing so. But do be prepared for it to miss. These guys cannot hurt us. In fact, we don't need 2 layers of shield, we only need 1 layer of shield. This is a laser which only does 1, so we'll just turn on both of our other weapons just in case we need them. There we go, shot down the enemy missile. Their 1 laser took down our 1 shield, but we don't care about that. We're just going to wait for our big artillery beam to fire. And then we'll work out what we're going to do with the rest of our weapons, if indeed we need them. They're immediately begging for their lives, offering us 2 fuel, 1 missile and 21 scrap to leave them alone. No. We're gonna kill you. And one annoying thing about this ship being so large is it means the patrol range of the defence drone is also large, and that can slow down its response time. The edge of our ship is closer to the edge of the screen, which is where the enemy's missiles come from, and potentially it can hit our ship before this thing even realises it's on the way. One good thing about enemy missiles is that enemies only hold 10 of them. So they also actually consume their ammunition. So eventually these guys will run out of missiles. Artillery beam killed them. I never fired another weapon. We got 2 fuel, 1 drone and 35 scrap. Great. Anything we want to do with our scrap? Yes. I'm going to buy 1 extra power bar for the drone controls, so if that does get damaged, it doesn't instantly turn the drone off. And we're going to buy another power bar. There we go. Zoltan Research Facility wants us to submit for medical testing. No thank you. You can lose a crew member, or sometimes it goes well and they just pay you. Let's do this one and then come south. And then go north. We jump in just in time to witness a Zoltan ship's FTL drive overload. In his final moments, our captain implores you not to get involved, but it's too late. Their attacker is already upon you. Okay, these guys are dangerous. They have a burst laser Mark II, which does 3 shots. We only have 2 layers of shield and a 20% chance of evasion. Not fantastic. They also have a med bay, so killing the crew's out of the question. Okay, I am going to fire our missile at their weapons. We just need to turn off that big laser. It managed to fire anyway. Yep, hit us. Not too bad. We got away with that. Dual laser in the weapons. Good. In fact, I'm just going to put the dual laser on auto fire on their weapons. Just keep it suppressed. They've only got 1 layer of shield, so hopefully, unless we miss, we'll be able to keep their weapons suppressed. Good, as long as we're hitting them, we'll be okay. Ferry can go and get fixed. We don't need the evasion at the minute because they're not firing anything which can be evaded. Here we go. It's all good. Hey, someone just got skilled up. Our weapons guy's now fired enough times that he's skilled up. They're offering us 5 fuel, 7 missiles and 20 scrap to leave them alone. No, artillery beam can finish them off. And we get 1 missile, 1 drone part and 35 scrap. Okay, let's have a look. We're going to have to go north because I did want to hit all these and then come down. So let's just do this and then that, then go north and come around and then into the nebula. What we really need now is the 3rd layer of shield. You receive a message. This area is off limits. Submit your ship to processing. No, we're going to fight our way out. This is the first time we've seen a Zoltan ship. And this green bubble and this green health bar. This is a Zoltan shield. We have to chip away at this thing's green health bar before we can get through to its regular shields, which is annoying. So let's put our dual lasers on auto fire and we'll just constantly shoot the shields. And this Zoltan shield will prevent our missiles from passing through the shield, which is also annoying. And it will prevent us boarding them if we have a teleporter, which we don't. I'm not sure if the Zoltan shield will prevent the artillery beam, but it might do. So I'm going to turn off the ion bomb. Because we've got 11 drones, I'm going to put out our combat drone. And that will slowly chip away at this thing's shields as well. Unless it misses. Okay, now just before their missile fires, I'm going to depower the combat drone and I'm going to power up a defense drone. And as soon as it's shut down the enemy missile, I'm going to depower the defense drone and power back up the combat drone. Oh, something very rare happened. Our random laser blast hit their missile as soon as it was fired. This very randomly happened. As we see, our laser blasts come in from all different angles because it's kind of simulating the ships orbiting each other. In fact, I'd rather that my dual laser was in their weapons, to be honest. I don't think we need the combat drone to be on anymore. We did expend 2 drones in this fight so far, but I think it was worth it. There we go, set fire. They don't have a med bay. I'm going to depower the big gun and I'm going to tell the dual lasers to stop auto-firing. I think that we might get a crew kill here, simply from the fact that they're on fire and they don't have a med bay. Because when their health gets too low, they'll run out of the room to prevent themselves from dying. Oof, just. Come on, run away before that fire goes out. Oh, you little turds. Right, let's see if we can't snipe them with the dual laser. Got one of them. Oh, god damn, we're not going to get the crew kill now. That's annoying, they managed to put the fire out. Oh well. Well, we got 3 fuel, 1 drone and 29 scrap from that. If the other crew member had taken enough damage to have to leave the room, which was still on fire, then the fire would have spread. And because they were both at the threshold of leave the room, you haven't got enough health, that meant the fire would eventually have spread throughout their whole ship and would have killed them eventually, because eventually they would have been backed into a corner, into a room they could not have escaped from. But we might not have got the crew kill anyway, because when systems are destroyed and turn red, it does remove 1 hull point, and this happens to enemy NPC as well. So the fire would have destroyed systems, removed hull points, and might have destroyed the ship before we got the crew kill anyway. Hard to say. Distress call up there, but we're going to do these 2 pings and then do that distress call. You jump into a debris field that used to be a Zoltan cruiser. Unfortunately, its NG escort takes us for the attacker and retaliates. Okay, they can shoot down our missiles, so missile goes off. Bomb goes on. Big laser goes on. These guys have 2 layers of shield. This is an annoyance, so we need the combat drone to put pressure on their shields. And this is a Mark II ion. This fires every 4 seconds. These guys can totally suppress our shields. This is bad. Okay. Now, our dual lasers are ready to fire. And thanks to our combat drone, they only have 1 layer of shield up at the moment. So let's try and hit their weapons. Just turn at least one of them off. Oh, damn, didn't quite get there. Okay, the shields are down. Their little beams ready to fire. I'm gonna ion their weapons. Good, that's turned our weapons off for about 20 seconds, which gives us time to get the beam up and operational. Good, the beam's fired, didn't do all that much. Let's shoot them in the drone control. Okay, their weapons are now back online, but we should be okay. We are slowly whittling them down thanks to the combat drone. Can't really rely on combat drones to win you a fight, but they can definitely help. And the artillery beam finished them off. If you have 2 combat drones, then they can win fights. The ship explodes, leaving behind 3 fuel, 1 missile and 33 scrap, which is just enough, literally just enough, to buy the next 2 layers of shield, which is lovely. Of course, we don't have the power bars to run them, but we do at least have the option of running around with 3 shield bubbles, which is nice. Let's go here and then distress call, and then east. Despite their precautions, pirates have begun to harass the local Zoltans. One such pirate spots your ship and moves in to attack. And they're boarding us with 1 human. And he's boarded us in an airlock. which is bad for him. Weapons wise, they cannot hurt us. If we have 2 layers of shield, laser, which if it hits will take down 1, and mini beam will spatter off the remaining 1 harmlessly. So these douchebags cannot hurt us. I'm going to go for the crew kill here. This guy's going to choke out unless he teleports back on board just in the nick of time, which he did. But we can snipe him. Oh, I'm going to turn off the big laser. We can snipe him with the dual lasers. Did 15 damage, enough to kill him. Now I'm going to ion bomb their oxygen and just keep their oxygen turned off. And I'm just going to keep doing that until this slug dies. As long as we don't miss, of course. That would be annoying. There we go, it's another 20 seconds without oxygen, so their oxygen's off for 40 seconds. Just go again with the ion. Off it goes for another 20 seconds. I'm going to shoot the engines to reduce their evasion to 0. I'm going to wait for the oxygen to stop flashing before I fire my bomb. I'd forgotten that we've actually got upgraded weapons, so we're actually firing 15% faster. 15%, 22 seconds. So we're actually firing every 18, nearly like 18 and a half seconds. But it lasts for 20 seconds, so I was kind of wasting some ion. There we go. Boom, off for another 20 seconds. Hopefully that'll be enough to turn it off and keep it off. We are chewing through our missiles, but I'm fine with that. It hit again, that's it off for another 20 seconds. And finally, this guy is now taking oxygen damage because his oxygen's been turned off. And hopefully he'll die before it comes back on. Come on. Choke, 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 choke. Hey, got the crew kill. 6 fuel, 46 scrap. Outstanding. And that was a complete waste of missiles, but I just wanted to get a crew kill. Just give me 1. So we got that, which was great. Distress call. I think I'll hang on to the scrap, or do I buy a power bar? I'll buy a power bar. And another lot of engines. To put our evasion up. It looks like our pilot and our engine have both now hit green training as well. Yes, they have. So the evasion is now 29. It was 20. Because they got trained up, it adds an extra 2% each, so it's up to 24. Extra power bar up to 29. And 3 layers of shield. And a defense drone. Offensively, still kind of relying on artillery beam and dual laser. Defensively, we're looking much better. Let's get onto this distress call at long last. We encountered a refugee ship drifting in space. It looks like it was fleeing the rebel advance and run out of fuel. Their distress beacon is active, but you're not sure anyone is on board. Let's hail them. And as we hail the refugee ship, a Zoltan ship suddenly jumps into the system. It claims the refugees are criminals and accuses us of escorting fugitives. And they cut off communication and open fire. Right, this is a laser which does 2 shots, so we need 2 layers of shield and no more, and a bomb of indeterminate nature, the only defense of which is turning their weapons off or evading it. Let's put out the combat drone to help whittle down their shields. And I'm going to tell our own dual lasers to constantly fire on their weapons. They do have a mid base, so we're probably not going to get the crew kill, but that's not a problem. Another way of taking down Zoltan shields is to use ion, because the Zoltan green shield takes double damage from ion. So if we'd fired the ion bomb, that would have done 8 damage to the shield and pretty much evaporate it in one go. I didn't see what kind of bomb that was. I think it was a small bomb. It's been turned off now anyway. Artillery beam's about to fire. All their weapons are off. These guys are gone. Huzzah! And we got 1 fuel, 1 drone part, and 27 scrap from their wreck. And we contact the refugees, and they give us another 1 missile, 1 drone part, and 19 scrap. Lovely. Thank you, guys. I should probably buy another power bar. That looks pretty good. So we can do defense drone and 3 shields and still have decent evasion and a decent weapon loadout. You spot pirates looting a small Zoltan cruiser. They spot you and move into attack. Okay, they have a laser which fires twice and a laser which fires once. We have 3 shields. These guys cannot hurt us. So let's turn the evasion up to maximum. And just auto-fire on the piloting. And wait for us to win. I hate NGs. They repair stuff so fast. I despise them. See how they deal when the big laser hits them in 1 second's time. Well, they've realised that a big massive artillery beam's hitting them, and they're trying to bribe us with 2 missiles, 1 drone part, 19 scrap. No, thank you. Let's just kill them instead. And we get 1 fuel, 1 missile, 29 scrap. There we go. That'll do. There's a store here. We don't have enough time to go to the store. We need to go here and then into the nebula. I've only got 57 money anyway. It's not really enough to buy anything good. Oh, first new enemy type. You jump into a calmer part of the nebula. However, your relief fades as a rebel scout jumps to the beacon and moves into attack. This is a rebel scout ship. As you notice from the lack of any red icons on its template, it has no crew. This is automated. You might think that's a good thing because it can't repair itself, but these things automatically repair systems unless they have a breach. Now, unfortunately, we don't have any weapons that cause breaches. Well, apparently our missile can, but it's a really low chance. So any damage we do to this thing will be automatically repaired by it, but slowly. It can't hurt us. It's got a laser that fires twice and a beam which will spatter off our 1 remaining shield if indeed both of them hit. Now, unfortunately, these automated scouts do have really high evasion, which is why both of our shots missed. Now it's got 0 evasion because both of them hit. Will the artillery beam fire before the dual lasers kill it? Just about. There you go, nice easy win, lovely. Ship explodes, leaving behind 1 missile, 1 drone part and 30 more scrap. Now let's get into the nebula. We can do all 3 of these pings and then leave easily. Good, no plasma storm. And nothing else either. Oh, there's a ship here, let's have a fight. We didn't get the plasma storm environmental warning, so that's good. It's another one of these rebel scouts, and this one can hurt us but only from the bomb, so we'll just put dual lasers in their weapons. Even if all 3 of this thing's 3 shots hit, all it will do is strip our shields off, and 29% of the time they'll miss anyway. Which one of them did? Hurrah for statistics. Still don't know what this bomb is. Don't really want to find out. It's taken a while to charge up. It's a small bomb, and it missed. And now it's been turned off, and now the artillery beam. Oh, artillery beam, why did you do that? Why didn't you go diagonal? You would have killed it. That is the one annoying thing about the artillery beam. You have no control over it. It just targets what it wants to target. Sometimes, like in this case, it does a really bad decision. The ship explodes, leaving behind 3 more fuel, 1 more missile, and 30 more scrap. Lovely. A heavily damaged Federation ship is hiding in the nebula at this beacon. Before we have time to make contact, they fade into the nebula. Now this is good. We can attempt to follow and help them, keep the position, or we have a blue option, so we'll do the blue option. Because of our long range scanner, we can pump extra power into the sensors and try and track them. We follow the faint signatures and find them floating not too far away into the nebula. Thrilled to be found by friendlies, they come on board and abandon their wrecked ship, and we get Frederick, who is a human who is pre-trained at green piloting. Good for you, Frederick, but you are going to be manning the doors. That's good. So now we've got improved blast doors and Freddy just lives in here. This is a good thing. And he can also run around the ship and fix things. Or do we put Mara in the door? Yeah, I'm going to put Mara in the doors. I'm going to put Freddy on shields. Freddy will skill up really quickly. He only needs 50 instead of 55 because humans train up 10% faster. That means now Mara is free to run around the ship and fix things without diminishing the shield capabilities, which is good. And NG are really terrible at close combat anyway, so if we get boarded, Mara will just stay in here and operate the doors and everyone else can do the fighting. Okay, exit of Sector 3. Nothing else happens here. Well, that's annoying. What do we want? More nebula or rebel controlled system? I think we're going to go rebel controlled. We do have 21 fuel and a slug crew member, which makes charting nebulas easier, because even though nebulas disable your sensors, when you've got a slug you can still see the enemy crew. We're going to do rebel controlled. This sector was hit hard by the rebellion. The many alien settlements and stations located here are now watched over by an almost equal number of rebel bases, heavy-handedly keeping the peace. Okay, that's a plasma storm. Don't want to go there. Possible ship detected here. There's not very many pings. Like, we're not going to get anywhere in the southeast. A, because it doesn't connect to anything, and B, because it's a million miles away. Looks like the exit is connected to all four of these, so come up here, do that, and then double back. I mean, this sector is just terrible. The layout's horrible. So we'll come down here, do this, and then make a decision whether we go back into the nebula, hit these two, and then come out this way. Ugh, what a horrible sector. These maps are procedurally generated, that's why we got that weird thing in the southeast. A rebel ship is guarding the beacon. You order a pursuit course and prepare to scratch up one more. Pause. Identify. Laser which does 2. Heavy laser does 1. We have 3 shields. These guys cannot hurt us. There's teleporting on board with 1 person. Bad news for them. They're going to get killed in a 2-on-1. We're just going to let the artillery beam power up and fire, and then we'll make a decision about what we're going to do after that. These guys can both go into medbay and get healed. Okay, these guys do not have a medbay and they're on fire, which is interesting. Let's try and set fire to this room. That would cause 1 damage, didn't cause any fires. I'm just going to wait for the artillery beam again. I don't want to cause so much damage that these guys try to run away. But I'm going to depower the ion bomb and turn the Leto on, just in case we need 1 point of damage for reasons. You will notice these guys do have 2 layers of shield, which is annoying. We're going to need to find more weapons. Cannot rely on the ion bomb, artillery beam and combat drone to keep enemies' weapons down for us. Now they're offering us 2 missiles, 1 drone, 25 scrap to leave them alone. Nope, no surrender. Again, we'll just wait for the artillery beam and that'll finish them off. There's been no training for our weapons guys, but the defense guys have all had a little bit of training. Freddy's on 9. These guys are damn near maximum trained on evasion. This is a good thing. That'll put an evasion up to something like 34, which would be lovely. And the artillery beams finish them off. Hurrah! And they leave behind 2 missiles, 1 drone part and 48 scrap. This is close to a sun. Suns are fine, not a huge issue. And there's no ship here. We've just been boarded by 4 people. Oh crap. Now I said this wasn't an issue. It's suddenly become a big issue. You need to go there. you need to go in here. We need to open this door, and this door, and this door, and this door. Yeah, pilot's nearly dead. These guys both need to go and get healed, and we need to open that door. And that door, okay, ugh, God, this is all bad. You guys also need to evacuate that area. If these guys break the piloting, we're in trouble. Or the engines. Okay, good. Everything ran out of oxygen. Here comes the fires. Fire in the shield room. You two go and put that out. You guys go and get healed. These guys are going to try and break into that room, but it doesn't matter. They're not going to survive long enough. Okay. Oxygen back on. Everyone good? Right, everyone back to stations. Someone get in piloting. We need to leave. Ferry, you will get fixed up at the next place because we need to get out of here. Oh, that was a struggle. What we got there? You're immediately hailed by a mobile docking platform set on arrival. Welcome to Uncle Joe's Fix-It shop. Need a tune-up? We got you covered. Let's have a look. What these guys do is sell cut price upgrades. They're offering to upgrade our piloting system. It's a random upgrade. They'll do piloting, doors, sensors, oxygen, medbay, and it just reduces the price of the next upgrade. I'm not sure we need level 3 piloting, so I'm just going to decline. I want to keep my money because I need to find a store. We need to buy some weapons. Things are getting out of hand. There's a distress beacon there. Let's do this one, then we'll do the 2 nebula, then the distress beacon. Or this one, then the distress, then go back into the nebula. Federation sympathizers contact you as soon as you arrive. We know your mission should be secret, so don't ask us how we know about it. Take the schematic, it's all we can do to help. They give us 19 scrap and a system repair drone. System repair drones are nice. They live in your drone room. When you turn them on, they travel around the ship and fix things up really quite quickly. But we have an NG for that. So it's nice to have. We do only have 2 spaces in the drone control and we need it for the combat and the defense. We'll keep it on board though. Might sell it later, but for now we're going to keep it. Right, let's do nebula. Nothing happens. And this one's got a ship, so we'll do that. It appears that an automated rebel scout was positioned within the nebula to warn of your passing. Before I unpause, this is a cloaking device. This means that the ship will disappear from view. All of our weapons cooldowns will pause while it's cloaked, and when it's cloaked it adds 60 to its evasion. And it's instantly cloaked, and it's instantly trying to run away as well. That is annoying. I'm going to put the combat drone out. Weapons wise, it has a burst laser Mark II which does 3 shots, and a little laser does 1 shot. So we definitely do need max evasion. So I'm going to turn the oxygen off. I've put the combat drone out because as soon as this thing decloaks, we need this to shoot at something. Hopefully it's going to hit it in its engines or piloting, and it's hit the piloting and destroyed it and turned off its FTL. This is a very good thing. Our own weapons need to shoot their weapons. Sweet. I was wrong about the evasion. I went up to 35 because Debbie and Ferry are now maximum trained. They will not get any more training. They are the best at their jobs, so that's fantastic. Looks like the combat drone's going to win this fight for us. Hey, he's turned off the cloak as well, and then he's killed it. Well done, combat drone. Ship breaks apart, gives us 3 fuel, 2 missiles, and 21 scrap. We do have 200 money. I'd like to find a store and buy some weapons. You find the source of the distress call, a small research station. It appears a small lab fire got out of control and is threatening to destroy the station. The fire suppression system is not responding. We're just going to leave. If we send the crew in to help put out the fire, obviously we can lose a crew member in the fire. If we dock and try and rescue the survivors, a riot can break out and we can lose a crew member. So, sorry, you're all on fire and you're all going to die, but my mission's more important. A rebel ship has been stationed at this beacon, and a flushed and panicky rebel soldier has teleported aboard. The rebel, who appears unarmed, repeatedly declares his peaceful intentions. It seems the rebel life has lost its charm. Sometimes, if we accept his proposal, sometimes you get a new crew member out of it. Sometimes he's a spy and he smuggles a bomb on board. If you reject his offer, sometimes he'll leave a bomb as he leaves and teleports back on board their ship. So we'll accept the proposal, see what happens. Hey, we just got Mikhail, who comes pre-trained, green-trained in punchy face. Alright, Mikhail, you can go and man the sensors. Let's have a look at these guys' weapon loadout. Laser does one. Combat drone does between 1 and 3. They do have a defense drone, so the lethal missile is useless. Then let's turn on the ion bomb. And the good thing about having someone in level 3 sensors is that now we can see the enemy's weapon charge up time, which is interesting. I want to turn off their drone control, so dual lasers permanently in the drones. It's turned off their defense drone. I should maybe turn my oxygen back on. That would be a good idea, wouldn't it? Maybe I should have done my... Yeah, let's do dual lasers and weapons instead. Turn their weapons off. Artillery beams about to fire. There it goes. Oh, just a little slash. They don't have a med bay, but we don't really have any weapons that can kill their crew. Unless we somehow set lots of fires. I don't think this thing sets fires. Maybe it does. We could have tried the ion bomb oxygen trick, but I couldn't be bothered. We just beam them to death. No surrender. Ship explodes, leaving 2 missiles, 1 drone part, and 34 more scrap. 239 scrap, nowhere to spend it. Not great. I need a store. Federation encrypted signal is being broadcast from a nearby planet. Let's send an away party to investigate. We find a small cache of supplies, and we get 3 fuel, 1 drone part, 54 more scrap. Still no store. I'm going to go to this one, just to see if this is a store. Your ship has hailed. We found you at last. Prepare to die. Right, let's have a look. They've got a combat drone and a laser, so we do kind of need all of our defences up, including a defence drone, because they do have a missile. Defensively, annoyingly, they've got a repair drone, which will repair stuff quick, and they've got a med bay. Also not great. So I'm going to depower the ion bomb, I'm going to power up the big laser, and pretty much just let the artillery beam kill these guys. Now we do have to be careful, because this combat drone, if it misses, sometimes its lasers will pass through the ship and hit our defense drone, and sometimes if it lines itself up perfectly with our defense drone, it can also shoot it down. Or of course their laser blast or their missile can also hit the defense drone. Come on, big laser, there we go. What do I want to shoot at? Their weapons. Hey, turn the missile off. As I said, it doesn't always shoot them down, it just has a chance. And because this ship is so big, enemy missiles spawned just at the edge of the screen, flew in before this thing had a chance to react. Our shields need repairing, so we'll get as many people as we can in there. Don't know why I'm shooting weapons at an enemy ship which has 3 shields. Okay, now the drone control's offline, which is not great. And now they're offering us a surrender. No surrender, you guys are annoying me, so I'm going to kill you. But they have fired a missile and we have no way of stopping it. And they've smashed our weapons. See, this is just an annoying thing. When things go bad, they go bad really quickly. He's about to die from fire damage. Everyone else needs to go in there and put that out. In fact, no, just get out of the room. Get out of the room. I'll just vent it out. I'll put the fire out with oxygen. That was really annoying, man. And that all came from our defense drone missing one missile which hit the shields, which then put the shields in a bad enough spot that the next volley hit us in the weapon room. Oh no, the next volley then hit us in the drone control. And then, because of that, the next one hit us in the weapons. And it all snowballed from there. That was really bad. And we're actually like in yellow hull now, so that's not great. You guys need to go in there and fix this. So you can go and help. You guys need to go and get healed. This is why we need more weapons. I've got 339 scrap, and a hope and a prayer and 2 brain cells. And there's a store. Oh, god damn. If we go to the store, we're going to have to do an enemy fleet fight. We're just going to have to leave this sector. I don't believe we're strong enough to survive a fleet fight. Yeah, made a decision, we're leaving. That's so annoying, man. Hey, automated scout, let's defend whatever it's attacking. Okay, they've got a missile and a bomb. The missiles and bombs both consume missiles, so this thing will run out after 10 shots. Either 5 missiles and 5 bombs, or just whatever combination of these it is. We don't need the med bay on anymore, so we'll just depower it. Depower the double oxygen, turn the dual lasers on. Okay, once again, the defense drone didn't shoot down the missile, and once again it's hit us in the shield room, and this time it's caused a breach, and the breach needs to be fixed before we can fix the shields. Luckily the shields are not a huge issue, because they've only got one laser that does one shot. The more concerning thing is that they've damaged the piloting, so we've got evasion 0. Okay, evasion's now back online, and they've destroyed that. I need better weapons, man. I need to get better weapons, because this is just beginning to suck. Everything's getting demolished. I've got no way to stop it. Everything's just going bad. We're taking way too much damage. The fights, we're just basically unable to do anything but wait for the artillery beam to win fights for us, and that's not cool. That's totally unsustainable. We got 410 scrap and a whole bunch of other garbage from that. This run's actually looking like it might be in trouble. Hey, looks like the shield guy finally got leveled up, so that's great. And the weapons guy's fully leveled up, so all the weapons are now charging up 20% faster. That's cool. Right, because we know that green sectors have at least 3 stores, we're going to the NG homeworlds, and that is it. You've arrived in NG space. To follow the Federation has brought tough times to those robotic life forms, but they're usually willing to help. And they'll be willing to help us at the start of the next video, because that's the end of Sector 4. Looks like Sector 5 is going to be quite nice. It's fairly well spread out. Everything looks fairly well connected. So we'll be hunting for stores, because we've got 410 scrap, a really terrible weapon loadout, and a half-dead ship. So we'll come back next time, see if we can repair the ship and get some weapons and actually take the fight to the enemy instead of barely scraping by on the power of just the artillery beam. So come back for that, and until then, do look after yourself. I'll talk to you again very soon.